Hello viewers! I enjoy making delicious Korean rice wine, makgeolli. And the most special ingredient to brew makgeolli is Nuruk. So in this video, I'm going to try to make Nuruk. Can I make Nuruk? Please watch my earlier video for my first thoughts about making Nuruk. Now this is the recipe that's going to guide me. It's just step one of this alcohol recipe. And I'll just read it off. How to make Nuruk. Dry steamed wheat and grind appropriately. Add water and mix with hands. Put cloth over a round Nuruk mold, etc., etc. Make a flat shape. Ferment for 20 days and then break into bean-sized pieces and dry. So I don't understand everything about this recipe. That's okay. It's just I'm using it as a guide. I do not really know what I'm doing. Here is the recipe in Korean, that first step. So I know from my earlier reading that I need rice straw or corn straw. So I bought some corn stalks, and but it's too fresh. It needs to dry. So after I cut them up, I'm going to leave them in a sunny place indoors to slowly dry out. So this is the exciting part of the video where you can see corn drying. Okay, so the purpose of the corn straw or rice straw is to provide some mold. Okay, so to make Nuruk, you have to make a cake, some kind of dough, and compress it into a cake and grow mold on it. So that's the goal. So what I'm using here is bulgur wheat. That's the closest thing I have. So that's cracked wheat that's been parboiled. And that sort of matches the first ingredient in this recipe, steamed cracked wheat. So that's what I'm going to try to use. I'm trying to knead this into some kind of dough by adding some water. Didn't work. So I'm going to try it with flour and water. I want some kind of dough that'll stick together so I can make a cake or a brick of Nuruk. So it's sticking together a little bit. I added some more flour. I hope this works. And I'll even try some with some mung bean flour. But this is not sticking together at all. I don't think this is going to work. Okay, let's just stick with the rice flour. Okay, sticking with rice flour, I'm going to compress this by stepping on it, wearing my special boots. Okay, and after 5 minutes of stepping on it, I flip it over and step on it some more, another 5 minutes. Okay, that really squashed it. It squeezed out some water. It's not very strong, that cake. It's quite fragile. But I put it in a cardboard box on some corn straw in the oven just to keep it protected. I decided I'm going to try something different. I'm going to try bulgur wheat with whole wheat flour. It's also important to control the moisture. You don't want it too wet. I think the cake is supposed to be relatively dry to get the right kind of mold to grow on it. So I'm adding just the minimum amount of water to make a dough. This is much more like a dough that I can work with. Other thing I read, the kneading is important. Another way to get the dough. Okay, this is sticking together. I can use this. So this is the next day, because I tried things the first day with the bulgur wheat and the rice flour. That didn't stick together quite well enough, so I had to. Next day I bought some whole wheat flour and tried that. So that's what I'm wrapping up here. And I'll stand on this one as well. And since the first one turned out too flat, I made this one more of a ball, wrapped it up tightly, and I'm going to stand on it again. And this time I'm just going to stand on it for 10 minutes straight. I'm not going to flip it over. Probably the weirdest thing I've done in the kitchen. Very curious. Oh. All right. Oh, this is a lot harder. Okay, this is more the texture I wanted. This is a hard cake or brick. So that's more the texture I wanted. So I'll put this side by side on the corn straw, put it in the oven again. And just so it's a little bit warmer, I leave the light on in the oven. Check it the next day. Should flip it over if I can. The first one is sort of breaking apart already. You know, 3 days of trying to grow mold on this. Oh, I can feel the warmth coming from these wheat cakes. So it's noticeably warmer inside the box. Try to flip this. It's all breaking apart. Should I look more closely? Oh, look at that. Mold. I have mold. Okay, a closer look here. Okay, there's some white mold. There's also some dark colored mold. So I will take that as partial success for now, and I'll see what I can do in the coming weeks. It takes weeks or months overall. Stay tuned. Thank you for watching.